Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your source for timely and trusted updates on global currency developments. As of the current date in the USA, we're facing a moment that could redefine the landscape for IQD and VND holders. This isn't speculation. The U.S. government has officially confirmed that on July 6, 2025, a new exchange rate system will take effect, directly involving the Iraqi dinar and Vietnam V dong. This could be the shift so many have anticipated. Whether you're holding currency, monitoring financial reforms, or preparing for your first exchange, the details now unfolding may impact you in a very real way. The announcement coming from U.S. officials has sent a shockwave through currency circles. While no firm rates have been released yet, multiple reliable sources suggest the upcoming adjustments will not be minor tweaks. We're talking about a complete restructuring of how the Iraqi dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese dong, VND, are valued. For those who have been waiting for a revaluation, this could signal that the long-awaited moment has finally begun to take shape. And it's not just the timing that stands out, it's the coordination. These kinds of announcements usually only happen when substantial agreements are already secured between governments, central banks, and international monetary institutions. One sign pointing toward this being a serious shift is the narrowing gap between the official exchange rate and the parallel market rate, the rate you'd get on the street or in informal markets. Historically, a wide gap between those numbers reflects instability or lack of public trust. But now we're seeing the two move closer together, a pattern often tied to stronger fiscal policy and economic stabilization. If Iraq's dinar is aligning closer to its actual market demand, it means something bigger is happening. When the U.S. government signals confidence in Iraq's financial footing by aligning exchange rates, it suggests that the foundational reforms needed for revaluation may be well underway. So why exactly is July 6th so critical? It's not a random date. This timing falls immediately after the close of a fiscal quarter, which is traditionally when nations reconcile financial ledgers and reset monetary baselines. It's the perfect time to introduce a new currency structure, especially if underlying requirements like debt balances, foreign reserves, and compliance with international agreements have been met. Reports indicate that Iraq may have cleared significant fiscal milestones, paving the way for this update. Vietnam, meanwhile, continues to build economic momentum through manufacturing and trade. An alignment of exchange rates by the U.S. might also reflect broader strategies, possibly influencing dollar strength, global trade dynamics, or regional inflation control. Now, what does this all mean for you, the person holding dinar or dong? If the new rate posts higher than the current one, your currency could appreciate in value significantly, perhaps even overnight. Imagine holding 1 million IQD and waking up to a rate that doubles or triples its worth in US dollars. But remember, nothing is final until the rates go live and banks confirm their exchange procedures. That's why staying calm, organized, and informed is critical. Keep your notes and receipts safe. Make sure your currency is secure and in good condition. Most importantly, watch for announcements from banks and financial institutions. They'll likely be your first reliable indicator once everything begins to roll out. Now let's discuss redemption centers, a question on many minds. Where will exchanges take place? Will there be special locations or hotlines to call? Based on verified sources, several major financial institutions have already trained dedicated teams for this transition. If the rate change unfolds as expected, select banks across the U.S. will operate as redemption centers, providing structured, secure services tailored to foreign currency holders. These aren't sketchy setups, they're legitimate, professionally run operations backed by financial regulators. Expect a toll-free 800 number to be released, which will guide you to the appropriate redemption point in your region. These centers are designed to be fast, safe, and smooth, so there's no need for panic or rushing to conclusions. Another important concept that's gaining attention is the idea of a floating currency. You may have heard this term tossed around, but what it means is simple. The value of a floating currency isn't set by a government, but instead moves based on global market forces. If the Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong shifts to a fully floating system, that means the rate could rise or fall daily depending on how much demand there is for that currency on the global stage. It's a sign of maturity in the financial system, and if handled well, it signals transparency, investor trust, and market confidence. For Iraq, that could translate into increased exports, more foreign business interest, and longer-term economic gains. A floating currency may feel unpredictable at first, but it's a powerful tool when paired with proper oversight. Let's also talk about how this change might ripple through the business sector. When exchange rates shift upward in a stable fashion, small and large businesses alike stand to benefit. Consider a Baghdad-based electronics shop that imports components from abroad. A stronger dinar allows them to get more for their money, meaning better pricing for customers and stronger profits. Or take a textile manufacturer in Vietnam. A trustworthy, internationally respected dong means they can confidently sell their goods to foreign markets without price uncertainty. This affects hiring, expansion, and product pricing. When a currency becomes more valuable and reliable, it creates confidence not just for governments or investors, but for everyday business owners and consumers. Another result of currency revaluation, often overlooked, is its power to attract foreign investment. Global investors are always looking for opportunity, and a revalued or stabilized currency is a beacon for capital inflows. When a country demonstrates monetary reform, balanced budgets, and market-friendly policies, international money begins to follow. Iraq and Vietnam could see billions of dollars flow into sectors like infrastructure, technology, education, and manufacturing. This isn't abstract. It directly influences job growth, national development, and everyday living standards. The steps being taken right now may be planting the seeds for long-term national prosperity. Of course, it's wise to consider the potential pitfalls. Sudden currency adjustments, if not handled correctly, could create inflationary spikes or panic selling. If rates are set too high too quickly, or if government communication isn't clear, the public may default to the parallel market out of uncertainty. This is why the rollout must be precise, managed with transparency, strong infrastructure, and real-time guidance from financial institutions. So far, the process seems carefully orchestrated, but caution and preparation remain essential. One of the biggest differences today compared to the last decade is the role of technology. The traditional model of standing in line at a teller window is quickly being replaced by secure digital systems. Blockchain, biometric verification, and mobile currency exchange platforms are becoming the new normal. In fact, many currency holders may never even step inside a bank branch. Digital wallets, encrypted confirmations, and secure scheduling systems are already being beta tested by major banks. This evolution means that a lot of the movement will happen quietly, behind the scenes, but with full accountability. So, if someone says, "I don't see any exchange centers, so nothing must be happening," that's no longer how this system operates. The shift is digital, and it's already underway. One thing that can't be replaced by tech, however, is public awareness. Education, updates, and accurate information make all the difference. That's why platforms like Iraqi Dinar News and viewers like you play such a vital role. A well-informed person avoids scams, moves wisely, and takes advantage of opportunity without being misled. If the new rates do go live on July 6, those who are calm, prepared, and educated will be the first to benefit. Think of this as your financial fire drill. The time to prepare is before the bell rings. Talk to others, share what you know, and help keep your community informed. So how should you get ready for Exchange Day? Start now by keeping your currency secure and organized. Locate your purchase receipts if available. Pay attention to your local bank's notifications and follow any alerts from credible financial networks. If a toll-free number is provided, write it down and store it safely. Also, double-check your identification. Valid passport, driver's license, or other required documents. Have everything ready before the window opens. A little preparation now could make a major difference later. Try to visualize what this moment might look like. You walk into a well-lit, secure bank office. The staff is trained, the process is smooth, and your exchange is handled professionally. You know the rate, the terms, and walk away with confirmation that your currency has been successfully exchanged into value you can use, whether for your future, your family, or your long-held dreams. For many, this has been years in the making, and now, thanks to the U.S. government's planned rate announcement on July 6th, that long-held vision may finally become real. To wrap up, July 6th, 2025 could become a historic date in the global financial timeline, with credible signals pointing to a confirmed rate update for the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. The countdown has truly begun. If you've been waiting, now is the time to get focused. Don't let this window pass without being prepared. Stay alert, stay informed, and above all, stay ready. Thank you for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar News. We'll be here with updates the moment they come in. Until then, take care, stay steady, and get ready. The future could be just days away.